knows about VidCon also is that VidCon is the only place where you will ever be terrified of a tiny little 10-year-old white girl, because if... DITLO.
So I just came from my creator chat. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And then I went to an ICG chat, which was also amazing, beautiful. And now I'm here with the amazing, beautiful Gunnarola in the Instagram lounge.
It's a beautiful day.
And there's so many photo ops in here. And I said that before, and I was like, oh, because it's the Instagram lounge. That would make sense.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Who would have figured? Not you.
know what I was going to say in these in-between banter periods, so I think I'm just going to use it as my free therapy. I wore this outfit today because it was like the one best outfit, and I'm like, I'm going to wear it, and people are going to love it. Thank you, right? It's pretty good. Bright colors. But it's also linen, so it's like so wrinkled constantly. So, you know, high highs and low lows. But that's sort of what VidCon has always been to me. High highs and low lows. So I hope you had a great time, and I hope that you got to meet your heroes, or at least the people that you admire, or even just your friends. But anywho, enough about me and my life. The next person we have coming up, they kind of spoiler alerted that, but I'll do my best. She is someone who is an amazing actress. She's a great host. She's a comedian, she's an activist. You may have seen her on The Nightly Show, or Broad City, or on her show Decoded on MTV. So give it up for Franchesca. But most people online know me as Lee, and I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, black don't crack, and I went viral in 2012 with a little video called Shit White Girls Say to Black Girls. I've spoken at colleges around the country and events around the world. I've written for Comedy Central. I'm currently the host of MTV's Decoded, which is a web series about race, pop culture, and identity. But this, right now, by far, is one of the most important stages I've ever had the chance to speak on. And that is because this room is full of some of the most creative and accomplished and influential online video creators in the world. So I do not take that very lightly, so thank you for letting me be here to speak to you. So what I'm hoping to impart to you all is that when it comes to issues that matter and making a real measurable difference, you don't always need an audience. Which is kind of ironic since I'm telling you this from a stage with a microphone and you are the audience, but go with me here. Social media has really thrived on drama from like the beginning, right? But right now it feels worse than ever. If you look on Twitter or you look on YouTube, you'll see people boasting about owning and pawnage and drag subtweets, reading people for filth and spilling tea. Point blank, drama drives clicks with a capital dollar sign. And full disclosure, I have been guilty of some of this myself. It is really easy to get wrapped up in. I swear I have probably spilled more tea than a Starbucks barista during an earthquake. When I got into it on Twitter with an extremely popular YouTuber who will remain nameless, I was all too happy to dig through all of their old YouTube videos and screen cap every racist thing they'd ever said. Because what can I say, I fucking love receipts. Now, disagreements are bound to happen, and some people need to get called out. But too often when these conversations happen online, a simple misunderstanding or even the most thoughtful critique turns into a performance. It's no longer about the issue or even the other person for that matter. It's all of a sudden about retweets and likes and views and shares, and things get really messy really quickly. And this has sadly become the new normal, especially on YouTube. Response videos, drama channels about drama channels, so-and-so exposed, not clickbait. Spoiler alert, it's all clickbait. And it's embarrassing. Clickbait will build an audience, but it doesn't necessarily build change. And I cannot tell you how many times I wish I could go back and call someone, or send them an email, or slide up in their DMs in order to squash an issue, rather than dragging it out on my timeline. Sure, it takes more work, and you probably won't get any subscribers out of it, but if that relationship means anything to you, if that issue means something to you, I think it's actually worth it. Real talk, These conversations offline don't always work. Some people are just assholes even without a Wi-Fi connection. But I worry about what we're teaching our fans about disagreement, about accountability, discourse, and the value in admitting when we're wrong, when everything revolves around fandoms, stan wars, hashtag team so-and-so, and owning people. Last year on Decoded, we did an episode about the excuses that people use to downplay the horrors of slavery, and in it, we used the Holocaust as a rhetorical device, which was a huge mistake. I was called out all over the place, and rightly so, and I almost made it worse by diving headfirst into the public fray on my Twitter feed. Instead, I DM'd someone that had made a post about the video, and I asked if they would be open to talking about it. And thankfully, they were open to hopping on Skype. And through the course of our conversation, I learned that this Holocaust to slavery comparison harms Jewish folks by watering down their history and also suggesting that anti-Semitism is a thing of the past. And this conversation was productive because there was no audience there to take sides or to like or to share. It was just two people having a conversation. There's really only so much that can be said in 140 characters or with a GIF or with a 5-minute video or even a 15-minute video. We have to remember that there are real people on the other side of those screens. And maybe having these conversations offline, one-on-one, without an audience there can help us better understand how to have them on a bigger scale. Thank you so much.
The next person who's going to come out is somebody I was actually on a panel with for the Ad Council earlier this week, and she's amazing. I will say that I have this tendency, and I think that we all do, when you attend events like this, to see someone that maybe you're not familiar with their content, and so you assume what they do. And she's somebody who is beautiful and dressed to the nines always, and has great makeup. And I was like, oh, she's a beauty guru. You know, that she does this professionally. There's no way that she doesn't. But also, I felt like I maybe was a little bit reductive in my initial. I was like, okay, well, she's not going to talk about anything with smoky eyes. Like, that was truly a thought that I had. I'm like, this is, no fair. It's not really a fair thing to, assume. But I really didn't give her the initial benefit of the doubt, and then she ran circles around the panel. She was incredible and thoughtful and amazing, and so I'm so excited to introduce a woman who does DIY, beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos, but I think you'll find out she does so much more. Please welcome Nabela Noor.
Oh my gosh, how am I here right now? I cannot believe. Okay, so my sister was the commencement speaker for her graduation this year, and she took a selfie with the audience, and I really want to do that, so one second. Let me just make this work. Okay, guys, you deserve it. All right, smile! Woo! I'm short, so I only got half of you. Hello, hey guys, Kikobor. My name is Nabela Noor, and I'm excited to be here at VidCon talking with you all. Forget the phone. If you're wondering what I just casually asked you a second ago, I said Kikobor, which means what's up in Bengali. I am a Muslim Bangladeshi American YouTuber, and I'm here to talk about this wonderful world of YouTube and social media, and what I've picked up throughout my time as a creator. I've been making videos on my channel since November of 2013. It's been almost 4 years, and I've tried everything to get on that damn trending page. I've done the clickbait titles, the outrageous beauty DIYs, viral challenges, tag videos, and yes, even story times. Abducted by my Uber driver, maybe? No, not really. But I've tried it all. I always found myself struggling to keep up and stay relevant. My channels were just jumping from trend to trend, and I was finding myself feeling discouraged and saddened that nothing was working in really boosting my engagement and overall relationships with my subscribers. Sure, some videos did explode and singularly performed well, but that success didn't always carry over to the rest of my content. Going viral became more important to me than creating content I was actually passionate about. Getting big fast meant so much to me, and I felt like I was running a race towards success. I was drowning in a pool of comparison, and I didn't know what to do next. Discouraged and without a plan, I decided something had to change. I had faced a lot of rejection at the end of 2016, and I needed to pick myself up, look in the mirror, and remember why I started creating videos in the first place. I started making videos because growing up, I would have loved to see someone like myself in the entertainment industry. A brown girl, a Muslim girl, a plus-size girl, a South Asian girl who wasn't afraid to reject the expectations placed before her, to be a doctor and get an arranged marriage and so on. I started making videos because I knew there was a lack of representation of South Asians in the entertainment space. I wanted to be a face that someone could see and think, wow, she looks like me. She has similar experiences to mine. She's doing her thing, and I can too. So I started making content that I was passionate about again. But this time, I gave all of me. The funny faces, the weird voices. I integrated Bengali and Hindi into my content, started creating skits that touched on my experiences as a South Asian American, a Muslim American. Skits that resembled families like mine, brown families and the struggles we face, the jokes we share. I began to use my voice and platform to speak on social issues that were hurting the Muslim community and South Asian communities. I hadn't done this before because I thought someone else could do it better. I also thought there was only room for one funny brown girl on YouTube. You know, there's Lily. And then in Hollywood, there's Mindy and there's Aziz. But was there space for Nabela? Once I realized how incredibly wrong I was to let myself think even for a second that representation should come with limitations or a head count, I dove into creating content I'd always wanted to create, and I haven't looked back since. So why am I telling you all this? What does my journey have anything to do with you? Why does any of this matter? Well, this internet world can feel overwhelming. Getting noticed or building an audience can feel quite daunting. And again, sometimes it seems like we have to jump from trend to trend to stay on top of everything. You may be feeling like your channel is going in all sorts of directions, and it might feel more confusing than exciting. You may be struggling with the dangers of comparison, and I am here to tell you, your commitment to being authentic and creating content you're passionate about can take you farther than any quick trend or viral obsession. Just be consistent, and with every popular video you create, make sure you're showing your audience you and not a carbon copy of someone else. Remember why you started making videos in the first place. For me, it was because I saw a lack of representation for my community, and I wanted to be a part of changing that. But you may have a different reason. So what sets your soul on fire? What are you good at and are proud to be good at? Keep doing that. No matter what, keep doing that. And lastly, you are you. There's no other you, and no one exactly like you. Cue Dr. Seuss. You have something to say. You have your own imprint to make in this digital space. There is room for all of us at the top, and I want to see you there. Just because someone is doing something similar to what you're doing does not mean that you cannot be doing it as well. Trust me, there never has to be just one voice or one face for any type of content or to represent any community. You are here, and you are here to stay and be heard, and I'm excited to be here with all of you and see you all shine. Keep shining, keep creating. I'm Nabela Noor, and it's been a pleasure.
Give it up for Foxy, real name Jade. Hello. Before I start, I want to know how many people have actually been to VidCon before? Just like a raise. Oh, casual. So everyone that just had their hand raised right now, y'all got money, because this is expensive shit. If I wasn't invited, I would be home watching on the live stream, just like all these other people are here. One thing I noticed about VidCon also is that VidCon is the only place where you will ever be terrified of a tiny little 10-year-old white girl, because if Joey Graceffa is in the room and you're in the way, you're getting that ass beat today, ma'am. Sorry. And don't let there be like a pack of them because, you know, they're just gonna come right down the hallway looking like straight out of yogurt land. But no, let me actually get to the point of why I'm here today and stop playing. My name is Jade. I have a YouTube channel where people call me Foxy or Foxy Hot Mess. And thanks. Thank you. So I have a YouTube channel, it's a comedy channel. I also have a podcast, Do Not Disturb with Jade, iTunes, SoundCloud, get that. And if you can't tell, I make a lot of jokes. It's kind of what I do, it's kind of my thing. Which is how I knew pretty early on what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel because it was just something that I had pretty much done my entire life. I have been on YouTube for 6 years, on the YT for 6 years. I've been taking YouTube seriously though for the last 3 difference. And in that time, I've just been trying to become a better writer, really find my lane, and just honestly try to figure out if I'm actually funny or just kind of amusing. So I've definitely invested a lot of time into the platform to really find my groove, find my role, but also with the same thing, but in the entertainment industry as a whole. And one thing that I have learned is that it's just better to be yourself, period. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is how to do that. And it's a lot harder than it seems because in this space, VidCon, YouTube, there's a lot of really huge YouTubers with these $1 million brand deals and like diamond encrusted fidget spinners. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? YouTube is extremely crowded, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your content can matter to someone or matter to yourself. And one thing that helped me kind of come to terms with that was just mastering the art of not caring. I did this around the same time Bow Wow mastered the art of lying to us all. I came to the conclusion that nothing really has power or value unless you allow it. And outside opinions and judgment, they're never going to go away, ever. So there's no point in making that a factor in your decision making when it comes to creating content, because at the end of the day, you want to have a channel that you can be proud of. And I see a lot of people that they try so hard to be different when they don't even realize that they themselves, how they are, is enough. But that's the hard part about being yourself, is that you put yourself in a really vulnerable situation. Because, you know, to go online, say what you want, do your makeup however you want, dress how you want, talk about your sexuality, all this other stuff, that is hard to express yourself in the most authentic way. It's easier to just be a little bit of yourself, or, you know, the society approved part of yourself, you know, than, you know, being judged or getting dragged on Twitter as we like to do. I do like to, we're not gonna talk about that. So how did I overcome these insecurities with my YouTube channel? And honestly, it just took a lot of time and practice. And I just owned up to who I am. I talk about the things I want to talk about. I make jokes that I think are funny. That's kind of what I do. If I want to record a video, but I woke up and I look raggedy and I look like a fresh pine cone, I'm probably gonna record the video anyways. Because anyone that is that concerned about how you look will probably hates himself, one. And two, honestly, is probably a catfish. And like not a good one, because catfish don't use the internet, you know, for comments. They use the internet for scamming. Yeah, a good catfish has like 14 boyfriends to lie to, so they're not worried about you, they're busy. Now there's something that everyone needs to accept about being yourself, and that is that your content is not going to speak to everyone. It's just not. People somehow find my channel and they leave comments like, oh, you know, you curse too much, or oh, you're too gay, da 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 da, you're ugly. But, you know, your content is not going to be for everyone. And the people that find you really value what you're saying and believe in what you're doing. Those are the people that you want to talk to. Those are the people that you want to reach. Especially when you're going to spend so much time editing and writing and just all this time brainstorming your content. You want to make it for you, period. The support will come, I promise. But the only way to make sure that that keeps happening is to keep just creating shit and be trash, honestly. Be as rusty and unpolished as you are. I promise you will become more polished, you'll become better. I have been making YouTube videos for like 6 years, and I'm still trying to figure all of this out. I'm trash as well, so we can do it together, you know what I mean? My editing is sloppy, my lighting is trash, and I have this big old fancy camera, spent lots of money on it. I only use 2 buttons, and I'm a bit inconsistent when it comes to, you know, uploading and things. But I still create content, and that's the important part. And even with all these flaws in my videos, I'm here in front of all of you beautiful people at like one of the biggest YouTube conferences in the world, all because there are people that saw my videos and thought that a black lesbian named Foxy Hot Mess was worth listening to. Let that sink in a little bit.
Woo! Whoa!
Yeah, Jade!
Woo!
I am not a super popular YouTuber. I don't have a book. I'm not on a billboard. There were a lot of times where I did feel like I didn't belong here, and it just seemed like everybody had everything figured out. But that was because I don't know, I didn't have confidence, and I came to terms with the fact that there are people that do find my content valuable, and that my content doesn't matter to them. And it took understanding that, because when I would talk to them, they would let me know, like, Jade, I watch your videos because you're like an actual real person. And when you're a real person in your videos, when you're genuine in your videos, it resonates. So my content resonates with black girls, my content resonates with queer people, my content resonates with women. And I'm okay with that. It might take a little bit longer to get to the top, but at least you knew that you were there. You were you the entire way up. So, in conclusion, I encourage all of you to make trash videos and be authentic people, because YouTube needs more storytellers. We need more actually funny comedians, no shade, I promise. We need different types of beauty people showing me how to contour like the back of my neck, and, you know, like my thigh meat situation. We need more original content from original people, so support your creators of color, support your LGBT creators, support women, but most importantly, above all, subscribe. Thank you.
So we're at the final party of VidCon. It's the final day, the final everything. The last